Hello. We're going to be looking into LETECIA STAUCH really quickly. A couple things. One of my subs, Sherry, made a really good comment, so thank you, Sherry. We're going to be looking into, I printed it out, and we're going to be looking into that really quick. This is an energy reading. It is all alleged, my opinion, not facts, my opinion. So first thing she says is that we're missing a big portion of the 3 days before the incident. The night before, when the candle incident happened, we were told by LETECIA that Gannon was asleep on the downstairs couch. A candle was going and he had permission to be using the candle. The smoke alarm was going off and she got the 2 girls out and then went in and got Gannon. I think she was going to set the house on fire and make it seem like she couldn't save him because she was hoping the flames got so big. So first, let's look into that. King of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Pentacles reversed. 2 of Cups reversed. Got the 2 girls out and then went in and got Gannon. Yes, because she felt like she could specifically manipulate Gannon's dad into believing that story. But 5 of Pentacles reverse, the flames didn't get big enough for that to be the story. Did she go in and get Gannon, or did Gannon come out on his own? Knight of Pentacles reversed. The World. I'm feeling like she's saying she got the girls out and went back in and got Gannon. I'm feeling like Gannon actually came out and maybe she saw him and was like, oh, let me get him too or something. Like, I don't think, what I'm saying is, allegedly my opinion, I don't think she went back in to get Gannon. Like, I don't think it was, I get the girls out, I turn around, I go back in and get them. I think it was, I'm waiting to see if I can do this now. I'm waiting to see what happens. Yeah, because the Knight of Pentacles being reversed is taking some kind of risk, but not getting a reward. So it's like, yeah, I do feel as though Gannon probably came out or began to come out on his own. And at that point, she like guided him the rest of the way out. I don't think she fully went back in to get him. I'm wondering if she threw the wax at him. 6 of Wands reversed. 7 of Wands. I would agree that she likely threw it at him specifically to get a reaction. Like, I want this to happen, so maybe you can come at me and attack me and then I have a reason or something like that. Like, I'm trying to get a reaction out of you, so I throw wax. Yes, I do believe she did. Because 6 of Wands being reversed is like, oh, well, that didn't work. And it's also like, oh, that was an ego decision. An ego decision that didn't work. That backfired. And then 7 of Wands is like standing up for yourself. So I'm feeling like she was trying to provoke a reaction out of Gannon and didn't get one. Or didn't get the one that she wanted to get. She called into her job that night at 3 a.m. leaving a message that her stepfather got hit by a car and she'd be out for a few days. Was that because she was planning the crime? The Moon reverse. The Hanged Man reverse. Yes, because she was trying to buy time to have, she was trying to buy time and set up like breadcrumbs of some kind of cover story for the crime. So was she planning ahead? Yes, I do believe she was, because the hangman in reverse is making yourself a victim. So like, my stepfather or whatever got in a car accident and this and that and this and that, and it's like, oh well, man, she had to deal with that. Now her stepson's missing. Yes, in terms of she was trying to not buy time, carve out time, and looking ahead at how can I get sympathy. Did she plan to be on the hike with him, taking photos so it looked like they were best friends, hoping to do it then? Ten of Cups reversed, Temperance reversed, King of Wands reversed. So by, what did she say? The photo, yes, but I think the photos of the hike were specifically for her partner, to convince her partner, Gannon's dad, that everything was fine. More so than like anybody else. I think that specifically in her mind, I'm going to go take pictures, because if I go take pictures that looks like this, I present it this way to him, he's going to go to bat for me if needed. Yeah, Temperance in reverse and King of Wands is like, I'm going above and beyond to paint a specific picture of what I'm trying to set up. But Ten of Cups in reverse is an unhappy family. So taking pictures would be an excessive way to cover up the unhappiness. Like, oh, let's go literally fake these pictures and fake the reason that we're here. Temperance in reverse is also some kind of like major disruption. And then the King of Wands being reversed is like out of nowhere impulsiveness. So hold on, the next question was she hoping to do it then? So let me get into that before I finish what I was saying. Was she hoping to do it then? Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups reversed, Seven of Swords. Yeah, so was she hoping to do it then? No. What she was hoping to do was make it look like they were having a great time, and then something happened, and it Gannon's fault that something went wrong, and now he's angry, or now he's acting out because of something that happened on the end of this hike that they were having this great time on, supposedly. I believe that is how she was trying to make it look. And she was going to try and make herself look like I was trying to just do what was right for him and make things better, and no matter what I did, it just didn't work. That type of thing. Seven of Swords is strategy. So like, I'm setting up now for my plan later. I don't think she was going to do it then. But I do think that she was definitely setting up the scene of how can I make this look like it was Gannon's fault, or how can I make it look like Gannon ran away or it was his decision after we were having a great time. So it's not my fault, because look at these pictures, we were having a great time. I was trying to cheer him up. He just wouldn't cheer up. I think that that's what she was going for there. Next, she said, so she kept him at home on purpose from school. Why? Because of the burns, or because she was wanting to finish the job? I'm going to pull two cards for because of the burns. The Emperor, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Swords. Yes, because of the burns. Because this would be manipulation from her. This is like, what should I do? What should I do? And this is trying to control the situation. So I don't want to put it in the hands of someone else seeing these burns. I got to keep them home. But let's also look into if it was because she was wanting to finish the job. King of Cups. Ace of Swords. I don't think she was like keeping him home so that she could do it during the day per se, but I think that she was keeping him home because we have the Queen of Cups over here. To try and, again, it's a lot about trying to persuade Gannon's dad to see it her way. I think maybe because he was in the military, or maybe he has connections or something. I feel like in her mind, she thought If I can convince him and get him to believe me, everybody else will believe me because they'll fall in line with what he's saying, right? So I think that, was it part of the plan? Yes, but I think it was like maybe 70% because of the burns and 30% because I want to convince Gannon's dad that I'm trying to care for him, to try and further paint that picture. Did she get all of the weapons and bring them with her into his room, or did she leave to go to the kitchen and get a knife and go back into her room? And get the gun and go back into Gannon's room? So how did the weapons come into play? Wheel of Fortune reverse. 5 of Wands reverse. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles reversed wheel makes me feel like she wasn't planning on doing this where it ended up happening. I don't know if maybe she wanted to get him outside somehow or something. Like, I don't think that her intention was for this to happen in the location it happened. Like that location within the house. I mean, not like take up somewhere else, but yeah, because 5 of Wands reversed kind of makes me feel like she wanted to get him outside, or maybe close to outside. I don't believe she brought them into the room. This is like I have them ready, but not right there. And then I go and I change the situation, or I change the plan. Get one card to confirm that. The Devil reversed. Yeah, recovery. That would be going and getting it. So it's almost like she has everything ready to go somewhere, thinking that this is going to go down somewhere else in the house. And then that plan doesn't work for some reason. And she has to go get it and bring it in. Hold on. Next, she said, no one heard a gunshot. The Empress reverse. Did they find the gun? Because this would be like smothering, or it's making me think silencer. But if she used like something that wasn't a real silencer for a silencer, like it put something to cover the sound, I feel like that would have been found in the wound. Like, let's say she, for example, put a pillow, that wouldn't really cover the sound, obviously, but just an example, there would be like markings. So I feel like this would be like a real silencer. The Hermit. Is it possible that the partner had Gannon's dad had some kind of silencer for a gun? Empress reverse makes me feel like silent. Nobody heard the gunshots because there was some kind of silencer. If there was a silencer, where did she get it from? Judgment, Ace of Cups. Yeah, it would be the I'd be curious to know if the Gannon's dad may have had some kind of silencer that he had gotten rid of a long time ago, or thought he got rid of a long time ago. I'm feeling like a silencer was used for the gun. I don't... If that's not possible for some reason... I don't know what else it could be. The Empress reverse, the Hermit. The Empress reverse, I'm covering the sound. I'm smothering the sound. The Hermit inside, so the people that were inside the house wouldn't be able to hear. I feel like there was a silencer used. When did all of this cleanup take place? Knight of Wands, reversed Ten of Pentacles, reversed Page of Cups. This would be the family leaving the house in the car. Something was planned. There was a change brought to those plans, and she was alone for a period of time where the rest of the people were out of the house. That's when it happened. Did she send people somewhere? Go to the store? Or maybe she wasn't in the house either and other people were, and she drew them out of the house and then went in and did it. Reverse Ten of Pentacles, reverse Page of Cups with the upright Knight of Wands is making me feel like nobody else was in the house. She had sent them somewhere, or I guess they could be sleeping, but Two of Wands reversed. Yeah, plans not going accordingly. That's also avoiding taking some kind of risk. I feel like she sent them out, or they were there and she brought them out and went. Two of Wands reversed makes me feel like there wasn't anyone who could have caught her doing this. There was no possibility for someone to surprisingly walk in and see this happening. They were somewhere else. Or asleep, but it feels like somewhere else. Where did she keep Gannon until the day she picked the suitcase back up? Reversed Ace of Pentacles. That's interesting. Reversed Four of Cups. She feels now like she could have come up with a better plan. Looking back, she's like, oh, I should have done it that way instead. Let's see what I get here. King of Diamonds. Ten of Hearts. So that would something that belongs to the partner, to the dad. Where did she keep him until the day she picked the suitcase back up? Something that does Gannon's dad have like I guess it couldn't be a storage unit because they would probably search that right away. I'm curious if there's somewhere in the family home that Gannon's dad hides stuff. Like maybe like a... Four of Hearts, Ace of Spades. Oh, look at this one. A trunk or a suitcase right at the bottom. And this is the family. That's the dad. And then the ace. It's something to do with either something that belongs to Gannon's dad, somewhere that Gannon's dad would hide stuff. Not like anything bad, just like maybe cash or a weapon or something. But like, it's almost like if there's that, there's like a... It would be like if there's a safe, right, where there's stuff that's valuables kept, and then behind that safe there's like a trap something, or like a place that people wouldn't look, or like it's either inside of something that was Gannon's dad, or it's like behind somewhere where he would hide something. But I feel like they would have checked for any like trap doors when they were looking for him. So that doesn't all the way make sense. I'm feeling more like it's something, she hid him in something that belonged to the dad, because the dad, like, I take this stuff out of here and put him in there and hide the stuff so that there's room, but you think you know what's in there. You think it's full, or you think it's no more room, but I take out what was in there and I put him in there. I hide the stuff that I took out, because I can hide this stuff in like a place that it wouldn't seem completely out of place. This is just an example. It would be like, let's just say, for example, there's some kind of box, or maybe like, yeah, I don't know, like a box. And this box is full of stuff, and Gannon's dad knows this box is full of stuff, and this box is like under other boxes, or this box is like in the closet tucked away or something. This is like, I take out the box, I take everything out of the box, I take all that stuff and put it somewhere else that it would just look like, oh, there's regular stuff sitting there, right? To the investigators who don't know what's supposed to be in the house. I put everything I'm hiding in the box, or in the corner, like wherever it was that I took stuff out of is where I put stuff in, so that you wouldn't think to look, because you think you know what's in there. So like if you open it, it looks like there's a blanket, and you think that under that blanket there's pieces of wood or collectibles or something, so you're not going to actually look, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting. It's like I took out, the Four of Hearts is also a lock, and it's also a card about trust, and it came out under the King of Diamonds. So it's like, I trust that I know what's in there. So if I open this box, I'm not gonna, I don't know, it's not that exactly, but it's something like that. It's something, she removed something to put him in and then swapped it back. That's what I'm getting. So in my other reading, I talked about a delay, kind of her acting out in court, causing a delay. And so far, she's been seen multiple times giving the finger to the witnesses and jury. So is that, how do I put this? Will there be further incidents of her acting out, or was that what I was seeing? Because I was seeing her hitting her head, but it could be giving the finger. Knight of Swords reversed. The Chariot reversed. Six of Cups reversed. 10 of Wands reversed. No, I don't think she's done. Oh, my phone's dying. I don't think she's done. With the behavior. I think it's going to increase. So I thought it was going to be something about her daughter that made her hit her head or act out, and her daughter did that long testimony. So I don't know if it's maybe later when that testimony is referenced by someone else that this happens, but we got the Six of Cups again next to the reverse 10 of Wands. So it makes me feel like my daughter's testifying, I'm holding in all of these emotions. I mean, not really, because she wasn't really holding it in. She was still acting out, but then later this is referenced, and I remember how frustrated I was then, and I snap. Knight of Swords reversed is with the Chariot reverse. This is like, I am lacking self-control, and I am stooping down even lower. Like self-sabotage at its finest, right? So I do see that her behavior is not done, and while there was a delay at this point, I'm seeing a different delay, or at least another delay. It maybe a little bit longer of a delay, because I think that there's going to be a bigger outburst from her. 9 of clubs and reversed Queen of Spades. Yeah. So upright Queen is like someone who could be in law or police, but it's reversed. So it's like, to me, acting out in court. And then the 9 is like a distance card. So I'm feeling, I believe the jury was taken out, but I'm feeling like there's like a, like I think in this case, the jury was taken out. Sorry, that was really loud. That was my water bottle. I think the jury was taken out and like put back in right away. I'm seeing like the jury come out, be done for the rest of the day. Like maybe it's like early afternoon or something, and the judge is like, okay, that's it for the day because of this. But I am seeing a bigger outburst from her. I almost feel like it may, you know how her daughter said, oh no, what did she say? Something like, I wish if my mom would have known that she was going to do this, that she would have taken steps to prepare her daughter for losing both parents and not having financial help and all of that. Her daughter said something like that. I feel like that is what gets referenced later, and that triggers her. Like someone later brings up the testimony that her daughter already gave, and that's when we're going to see some kind of big outburst. It's going to... when my daughter's testifying, I'm angry at her because she's talking against me. So I'm not going to act out now, but later when someone tries to use my own daughter against me, then I'm gonna lose control. Queen of Clubs reversed. So Queen of Clubs upright is a mother who is generous and involved, but it came out in reverse, so it's LETECIA. The 6 of Clubs, which is movement and progress, but it's in reverse. And this is taking responsibility and helping others, problem solving, in reverse. Again, LETECIA. Oh, they're both clubs too, so. And then the 7 of Hearts came up upright and a second chance. Yeah, I think someone's going to bring up her daughter's testimony later in the trial. And that is what is going to trigger like a volcano eruption. I'm like, I don't know if it's literally banging head, but think of it as volcano. Is she strapped to the seat or something? Like I'm wondering if it's I hit my head or if it's I just get up and try to leave, like, or like there's something, there's like a volcanic eruption from someone referencing her daughter's testimony later in trial. I'll pull one of these. What will her energy be right before this disruption and during the disruption? Or eruption, I guess you could say. Before, in reverse, Nyx, Enchantress of Night, Secrets, Vigilance, Subterfuge. In reverse. It's almost like when other people acknowledge what I put my daughter through, I can't handle it. Santos, Warden of Disc, Completion, Support, Expediency. Yeah, out of nowhere, eruption. Because I'm trying to get some kind of mental health support instead of going to prison. Because I'm trying to get out of here quickly because I can't handle the reality of what's unfolding. I'm going to pull one of these. I'm just going to see what I get. I got 2. Rage or extreme anger was a motive, and killer had an argument or disagreement with the victim. Yep. I feel like this is just saying that other things were correct. I wonder if it's... rage, anger, and argument. I'm wondering if it is pointing towards the volcanic eruption. I will answer questions about this case. I wanted to let the trial unfold a little bit more to kind of see what happened. So this next question, sorry, everything is falling over. I'm going to do 2 more. This is not meant to be disrespectful at all. I feel as though knowing this can help us maybe understand a little bit better from this person's perspective. And the person that I'm referring to is Gannon's father. I want to know what his soul lesson was from this. So what did his soul sign him up to learn from this experience as a whole? The law of secondary causation, which is interesting because LETECIA's his second wife. Stop reacting and start being the person you've always desired to be. Secondary causation makes me think how one decision affects the next, or stop reacting. Hold on, I want to see what this says in the book really quick. Bear with me for 1 second because there's no numbers on these cards. Secondary. Of course, it's at the end. 97. Okay. Within every creation, there is a ripple effect of other creations. All material or corporeal objects, having been created by spirit with their own intrinsic potentialities, are subsequently empowered to evolve independently in accordance with natural law. Each effect becomes the cause and creates more effects. This includes creating from a consciousness that is in a reactive state or from an existing creation. It is time to stop creating from a consciousness that is in a reactive state or from the past. You always have a choice to create something new. Doing your inner emotional trauma work will free you from repetitively projecting your BS, and then in parentheses as belief systems, onto every situation and person. You must learn to exhale between the stimulus of life and the harshness of your responsibility. I don't want to go into that further because I feel like that just, I don't want it to seem like I'm saying anything bad about the father. I just want it to see what he was meant to learn from this. And yeah, the rest is, we don't need to go into it. So let's look at these from Gannon. I'm going to do 2. When you speak to me out loud or in your thoughts, I hear you. When you find coins and you think of me, know it's a sign, and the TV or phone glitches. TV and phone glitches. Find coins. No, it's a sign. Speak to me out loud. Coins. Is she gonna throw something? I feel like he's trying to say something about what's being shown on TV with the trial. I don't know exactly what it is though. Maybe she'll yell out, speak to me out loud, coins. 5 of Cups, strength, and reversed 6 of Pentacles. Something about something, he's pointing towards something that we can expect to see unfolding in the trial. From LETECIA's side, something that she says well, she's not going to testify though, is she? Something that someone says about LETECIA is going to be directly spot on the money, and it will make other things about her make sense, is what I believe he's saying. Someone's going to say something about her. Her reaction to it shows you that it's the truth, and it explains perfectly her character or motive, or like someone says something about LETECIA, you see LETECIA, you see her reaction. I don't think that's when the overreaction comes. I think that's more of just like a, you got me figured out type of thing. It's like part of the plan that failed. No, it's not that. It's not part of the plan that failed. And what's this? Clarifier for the 5 of Cups. Reversed Hierophant. Oh, the star in reverse. Something that helps you understand her belief systems that you didn't know that she had. Like something about a certain belief that she holds is going to come out from someone else. LETECIA's reaction to that will confirm that it's accurate, because it'll be like stunned, I guess. And that there's some kind of belief that she has that we don't yet know about that's going to come out, that's going to help other things make sense. That's what I'm getting. Let me pull one card to see if that was what Gannon wanted me to get out of those cards. Page of Swords. Yes. Young person talking about a female. Yes. Also a messenger. So yes, you got the message. Okay. I will do another follow-up on this as the trial unfolds a little bit. Maybe as some of this stuff comes out or what have you. I'll talk to you soon.